Okay, so we are live. Let's start. Good afternoon to one and all present here. I, Shohada Biswas, Coordinator VIT Hack 2020, welcome Mr. Sumit Kumar with immense pleasure. Mr. Sumit has 16 plus years of multi-sector experience in the business leadership and delivery. He has led implementation of several strategic initiatives with a number of Fortune 500 organizations in EMEA region. He specializes in customer experience, UK financial services regulations, artificial intelligence driven conversation, and automation. He co founded Gravitas AI 4 years ago with a vision to deliver all activities and tasks in an enterprise setup through conversational AI. The vision has manifested into a world class product, Tina, your tireless AI teammate. Mr. Sumit leads engagement with stakeholders such as sales, channel partners, and customers. He also engages with organizations on a regular basis to advise them on their AI strategy and opportunities. Sir, I invite you to take the mic and share some insightful words.
Thank you very much for your kind words, Sohade. I hope I got your name right there. Um, as you rightly pointed out, I'm Sumit Kumar, co-founder and CEO of Gravitas AI, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank the VIT organizing committee members, the students, and the faculty for this invitation. And it gives me immense pleasure to share my thoughts about AI. So, as I've been told, I will talk a little bit about AI today in terms of where we're at, what we're doing um, as the industry, uh, what are the future opportunities and possibilities. I would also suggest, or as per the invite, I guess we'll also have a Q&A towards the end of the session. And I would love to sort of answer all your queries as much as possible. A brief background about the organization, in addition to what has already been said. As you know, or as some of you at least know, that we are Gravitas AI UK, and we are an AI startup based in the UK, and are proud knowledge partners for the Tech Fest at VIT, which is coincidentally called Gravitas as well. We are also case partners for open innovation, and will look to provide internship to some of the participants. In this session today, as I said, I'm going to share my thoughts on AI, the current state, the future, and what it means for the human race. So if we take a brief moment to reflect on what AI means today and where is it going, um, I would say at this stage, AI is essentially at the point where it is called the narrow AI. And if we take a step back, we are looking to sort of enable machines as we move forward to make them more intelligent, to support the human initiatives, both in our professional and personal capabilities. One of the key areas where AI is currently operating is in the learning and problem solving sort of area overall. Now, as per the industry definition, the AI that we are currently using at the moment is classified as narrow AI. And some of the examples of narrow AI are interpreting video feeds from drones, for example, or from the web camera, or from your security camera, and so on. A visual inspection of infrastructure such as oil pipelines, organizing personal and business calendars, uh, driving our personal and business lives through several assistants that we have at our workplace or at home. And then utilizing the automation capabilities that's currently being delivered by AI to ensure higher efficiencies in the organizations. Now, if we look at the broad classification of narrow AI that we're currently using at the moment in industry or across number of sectors, across number of industries, uh, they can be listed as sort of computer vision, machine learning, natural language processing, expert systems, which are more driven by the rules, the speech aspect of AI, where there is there are a number of things that are going on, but things like speech recognition, speaker recognition, ability to convert speech to text, and vice versa in a more comprehensive manner. Robotics in the industrial aspect as well as homes, recommendation engines on web, and then machine learning across multiple topics such as deep learning, supervised and unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Then there is another topic within the current scope of AI, which is the neural networks, normally classified as either a system software or hardware that works similar to tasks performed by neurons of human brains. In my opinion, we are still at very early stages in the area of neural networks. A lot has to be done and is currently being done. Before I move on to the further discussion on the narrow AI, I would also like to point out that we'll touch upon the general AI towards the back end of this session. So there are a number of current applications in the AI space in our current world. Some of the examples are we are working towards the automation of digital world, and this includes integrating with a number of systems such as your enterprise systems, and they are spread across different divisions, including compliance, legal, finance, support, admin, business functions, performance, and so on. Now, this is typically driven through either your process automation through the robotic aspects, or cognitive automation through conversation, or a combination. The next key area where AI is contributing massively to today's sort of industry is around automation of physical world. Now, these are the things that are becoming more prevalent in sectors such as hospitality, logistics, just to name a few. And these are sort of prevalent and visible in the areas of automated warehouses, self-driving vehicles. We all have seen the YouTube videos where Amazon robots kind of stack the shelves, place the order, fulfill the order, in fact. And there are a number of deliveries that are happening through robots, whether in the areas of grocery that is being delivered to the consumer's home, or within the industrial setup where the handoffs are done by robots. The third area where AI is contributing massively at this stage is interaction with humans and systems. And again, we've seen that through our Alexas and Siris, through a number of super intelligent next generation bots. And that's where Gravitas kind of focuses, which is around interaction with humans and systems, ensuring that we deliver our natural language processing and generational capabilities, advanced analytics, new ways of interacting with customers, and processing written and spoken texts across multiple channels, across multiple avenues of collaboration with the human teams. The fourth thing is around finding the hidden patterns and make predictions. Now, this is where a lot of machine learning powered data analytics is being utilized, is allowing organizations to understand data, find patterns, draw conclusions, and make accurate predictions. Again, a deep area of interest within Gravitas, and we are delivering high value to our customers through the pattern definition, pattern prediction, and sort of utilizing the historical and the existing data to ensure that we give better actionable insights to our customers. As we've already looked at the automation aspect, again from an organizational perspective, we do a lot of work with our customers in terms of delivering the automation through our core product, Tina, your tireless AI teammate. As we all know, the basis for strong AI lies in the data and training. As per one of the reports, we are now generating about 2 MB of data every second for every person on Earth. So that's a huge amount of data. Some of it is being effectively used to train models to deliver smarter AI systems. A lot has to be done, and we are progressing with advancements in the hardware and software as we move forward. The biggest breakthroughs for AI research in recent years have been in the field of machine learning, particularly within the field of deep learning, and is being utilized in multiple areas that we have previously discussed, such as computer vision, conversational AI, automation, and so on. One of the key reasons why AI is becoming more and more powerful, as we have discussed just now, is the easy availability of data, but also by an explosion in parallel computing power in recent years. So now we see a lot of super expensive, highly efficient GPU clusters to train machine learning systems, to train the data models to deliver high quality AI systems. Let's look at some of the example industries where AI is making significant contributions and how. So transportation is one of the biggest focus areas at the moment. We are still perfecting the art of autonomous cars. It will take us some more time to get there because there's a lot of regulation, there's a lot at stake, and a massive risk on ensuring the safety of the passengers in these autonomous vehicles. But we are making massive strides, making massive advances. And I'm sure in the next few years, we will start to see some autonomous cars running effectively on the roads globally. The next area is manufacturing. Again, we've seen the robots contributing very effectively in optimizing the manufacturing processes, and also in the areas of assembly and stacking, predictive analysis, using sensor data to ensure that the equipments run smoothly. Then we've got healthcare, education, media, customer service. All of these are utilizing the next generation technology powered by AI to ensure there is a better focus on the end user engagement, end user experience, and the quality of services that are being delivered. In addition, AI is contributing across all these sectors to deliver high quality efficiency and ensuring that the human colleagues are focused more and more on their day jobs as opposed to a number of admin activities that they currently have to contribute to. Just like any other system or new technology, AI does come with its own limitations. My personal view is that we are limited with the current AI in the following areas: empathy and ethical aspects. So the current AI systems are not trained to be empathetic to the human beings. There are a lot of advances that have been made in sentiment analysis and so on, but we still have a long road to cover before we get to truly empathetic and ethical systems. The ethical AI aspect is quite important and interesting. A lot of conversations are going on across the globe in terms of whether we have to have a regulatory body or we can create frameworks. We should create frameworks definitely to ensure that AI is used for the right reasons. Then there are human biases in all AI systems. I won't go into a lot of detail, but there's been a fair bit of research in terms of the way AI systems behave, the outputs that are currently being delivered. And there's a general trend that AI identifies with a subset of data or a cluster of human beings. And that is driven by the AI developers, the AI consultants, and the team that is being involved in delivering the solution. So that can be removed by a lot of research, a lot of detailed thinking, and ensuring that the solutions are delivered not just by technology specialists, but also a number of people who are involved with the aspects of inclusivity, um, and also ensuring that everyone is kind of considered, or all biases considered and removed in the solutions. There is a limitation on creativity as well. So current AI systems do depend on human beings to ensure that the algorithms are written in a certain manner, and then the machines deliver according to the algorithms as per the design. Finally, there is a no one size fit all kind of challenge which exists in all IT systems, but is also pronounced in AI systems that we currently have, leads to cost implications from a development and maintenance perspective. Whilst we have looked at some of these challenges now, but I'm pretty sure that we will be able to overcome these in near future. There are a lot of advances that are currently being made in the areas such as quantum computing, giving rise to new areas such as quantum AI. In addition, we are doing a lot of research as the industry to ensure that the AI keeps on improving and addresses the current challenges and moves on to the next level. If we reflect back on the original definition that I kind of suggested of AI, which is the narrow AI and the general intelligence, or if you want to expand that, narrow artificial intelligence and artificial general intelligence, I believe that we will move from our current application of narrow AI to artificial general intelligence in future. It will take time, but it is also very different, and it is kind of the adaptable intellect that we find in humans. Apologies. A flexible form of intelligence that is capable of learning how to carry out vastly different tasks. So it could vary from, let's say, more personal tasks such as haircutting to building spreadsheets, or to reason about a wide variety of topics based on accumulated experience as opposed to depending purely on data. We will see applications such as robots ensuring the home safety and home management, robots delivering patient care in healthcare sector, and a lot more intuitive activities that are currently being delivered by human teams will be taken over by the artificially intelligent systems, the robots, and so on. I believe we are at least a few decades away from the utopian AI world. But what does that world mean for us? Should we be worried, or should we embrace the new technology with open arms? I'm of the belief that just like any other technology, AI can be used for positive as well as negative advances. for or against human race, depending on how you want to use it. But with correct framework, with stringent regulations, we should be able to control the AI and its advances to ensure support in development of human race in general. So the next question that a lot of us have in our mind is that what should we do to ensure we thrive in the new world? And that's a big question. I think we will evolve gradually. We will ensure that we will adapt to the new normal. We'll adapt to the evolving technology, and we will have a new world where machines will live amongst us. In some cases, within us as well. So, if you think of an extreme example like Terminator, there would be capabilities that will be delivered to human body to ensure that they sort of enhance their ability to perform both physically and mentally. As I said, these things are a few decades away at least, because we are still evolving from where we are at in terms of the current offering in the AI space. In terms of what we should do to be future ready, I personally feel that there will be a lot of opportunities that will open with the new AI that is coming to the fore. We've already seen a massive surge in the roles such as data scientists, next generation analytical capabilities, the quantum computing opportunities, and so on. So there's a lot of advances that are currently being made, which will ensure that new jobs will be created, new opportunities will be created, and I am of the strong belief that regardless of whatever AI advances that we make in future, we will have very strong human advances to ensure that we thrive, we survive, and we do that in a positive manner. We will have more time as we move further ahead with AI, which will ensure that we will be able to focus on the quality of life, and we will have greater assistance from technology to ensure that we live in the new world in a positive manner. On that note, I would like to say that the future is bright as long as a race, we collectively come together, we define the constraints and the limitations within which the AI systems will work and should work, and ensure that we work towards the prosperity of the human race overall. And with that, I would like to sort of close my note. Hopefully, you found my insights useful, and I would open the discussion for further Q&A, as I'd mentioned in the beginning.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for those insightful words. If there are some questions from the participants, we shall now let you know. So, how does Gravitas AI incorporate chatbots to other business partners?
Okay. So Gravitas AI delivers the AI experience through conversational interface, or as you pointed out, chatbots. But in the back end, we have got a number of other technologies that are available, and we sort of bring everything together for end-to-end customer experience. So, for example, there is an invoice management system, or I would use a slightly different word, is the procurement documentation management system that we've developed using blockchain. So we've integrated the blockchain capabilities with conversational AI to deliver the next generation sort of procurement management system. And therefore, the customers get a seamless procurement capability within their organizations. So that's one example. Another example is that we have brought together the multiple channels and multiple languages capability to our core product Tina, which ensures that there is a greater greater and positive customer experience, as well as there is an enhancement of the organizational productivity in the manner in which we integrate with multiple systems, multiple channels, and therefore there is a flexibility to the end user to secure the information, get the job done, and so on.
Okay, thank you, sir. So the next question is, what tech stacks are most relevant to make a chatbot?
It depends really. So nowadays you've got a lot of technologies that are available to build something like a chatbot. You can start with AWS platform. You can go to Google, IBM, Microsoft, and then there are a number of other independent players. So really depends on what you want to achieve. What is your sort of vision? Because if you want to, let's say, uh, build a massively um, intuitive conversational solution, then you'd want to go for a platform which is more sort of um, diverse in its capabilities. And then you can deliver a number of solutions on top of the current existing platform. But if you want to deliver sort of shorter, smaller, focused solutions, you may want to pick up a more focused kind of platform. For example, there is a solution called ManyChat. So you can build your bots on Facebook Messenger using ManyChat, and therefore it becomes a different proposition altogether, depending on your requirement. Really, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I'm sure it does. The next question from Camilla is, how relevant is natural language processing in the field of machine learning?
So natural language processing is quite relevant. It's the sort of key backbone, I would say, the engine that powers the whole conversational AI, right? So the whole idea about NLP is that the machines will be able to communicate to human beings in a in their natural language, right? For example, we have developed our own NLP algorithm, which ensures a much more higher quality of conversation across number of topics, across number of applications. So, in short, it's critical. Um, we can discuss that at length if you've got more specific questions on the topic.
Okay, what should be the qualifications and qualities of a candidate applying to Gravitas for internship?
I think there is a hackathon that's going on, either going on or has been conducted. That's one of the criteria that we have sort of set in order to be able to take the candidates who are interested in the kind of work we are doing. Other than that, I think it's all about your interest. If you are interested in the next generation technologies, you're focused on conversational AI, you find that interesting, and you think it's going to change the world around us, uh, then I guess it's a good place to start.
Okay, thank you, sir. So before we wrap up, I have one small question for you, which is for AI to take place in a very efficient manner, we require a large amount of data, right? Big data, data mining, etc. These are processes required for AI to function properly. And in the last few years, especially with the Facebook and the Cambridge Analytica case, the whole privacy concern going on across the world, So how do you think we can combat it? Because privacy is a big concern, right? And you again need the data also. So how do you think we can battle this kind of situation?
Very good question. I'll give you my views in terms of how this has evolved and will evolve in future. So one of the angles that you touched upon is Cambridge Analytica, and there have been other breaches as well across organizations. Number of organizations have been fined millions, if not billions, of dollars, and they will be fined as we move forward. One of the things that these breaches kind of confirm is that we need to ensure that our AI solutions are ethically evolved. So they look after the ethics. They ensure that non-ethical practices are not entertained, and to an extent that they are filtered out through intelligent systems using AI and so on. So, what Cambridge Analytica did was they took the user data under the guise of some pretext, and then utilize that data to deliver a completely different functionality or a service to the players in the market. So there was a buyer, there's a seller, but the practices were not clearly defined to the data owners, and then the solution was not ethically delivered to the buyers. And then there's a lot of background to that anyway. So what has happened in the last few years, at least in Europe, and I'm sure something similar is happening in India, is that there is a huge focus on privacy, and there are regulations such as GDPR in Europe. There is a similar regulation that has been tabled in the Indian Parliament as well, quite recently. The discussions have been going on since 2019, and I think this year we will have some sort of draft with regards to how the data has to be used. Now, as a solution provider, as a product company at Gravitas, we ensure that we tell the end user about the kind of data that we're going to capture from them, as well as how we're going to utilize that data. Okay, so that is one of the key tenets of GDPR anyway, that you have to be transparent about the data capturing mechanism and also data usage mechanism. And there are a number of other things outside of that as well. So we ensure that we are GDPR compliant. We give that comfort to our clients that if you buy our product, you will be GDPR compliant from as far as we are concerned. And then we keep on looking at the transparency side of things, not only at the time of customer onboarding, but during the conversation and so on. So um, it was a long-winded answer, but in short, you have to tell your customers what data you're going to utilize for what reasons, and then you have to stick to that, because if there is a deviation from the intended use to the actual use, then there is a huge risk of fines due to that breach, as well as it's not great for the customer trust.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, our last question, last but not least, is what would you advise a 20-year-old looking to start their journey in machine learning and AI?
It's quite subjective, in my opinion. I would say, given machine learning and AI is such a huge topic, and with every passing day, there is a new development that is happening. So it depends on uh, the interest area of the individual. I would say they should either look at whether they want to go for the research kind of work or more industry focused work. And then based on that, you can either go down the academia route to enhance your knowledge, get a new degree, go for PhD, and so on, or uh, and even after that, you can get into the industry, or you can get into the industry, look at the current challenges, and see which area is of great interest for you. So, for example, if computer vision is something that interests you as a topic, then there needs to be a certain level of expertise that's needed to start working in that area. Plus, there is a huge focus on the technology stroke technical capability of the individual as well. So, if there is an interest to get into machine learning, one of the basics is that you need to have a really good hold on one of the languages, whether it's let's say Python or Java, or at least one good language. And then depending on where you see yourself, where you want to contribute in the areas of algorithm, applications, front end, a middleware, and so on, right? So, in summary, is the selection of the path, selection of topic, and then selection of area of contribution, and then you can become a specialist. Um, the other thing is, in today's world, as the markets are evolving, there is a greater demand for specialists. So you don't really need to know everything. If you do a lot of things, is always a benefit, but you can become a super specialist if you want. So that's my view, and I think and I hope that it does help the individuals who want to start their career in whether machine learning or conversational AI or any other field of AI for that matter.
Okay, thank you, sir. That's all the questions now. Other participants, if you have any further queries, you can reach out to us in Discord. Feel free to reach out to us on Discord. Thank you, sir. It was really insightful speaking with you. So we shall wrap up now. Do you have any final words to say?
No, thank you for this opportunity. I enjoyed sort of sharing my ideas. If you or your uh, sort of other participants do have any questions, please feel free to email me at sumit.kumar@gravitas.ai. I think you already have got my email address, so
Yes.
feel free to send me an email. Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you and have a good
Okay.
weekend.
Thank you, sir. Same to you.